Hi guys, welcome to another crochet tutorial with me, Laura, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to do the open scallop stitch or open shell stitch. So in my last video I showed you how to do the closed shell stitch, the closed scallop stitch. So this time we're going to work on the open scallop stitch or open shell stitch. So we're working to the same stitch count as the closed stitch, which is multiples of 6 plus 1. So what that means is you work to the 6 times table, so 6, 12, 18 and so on and so forth. And then when you've reached the length that you're happy with on the 6 times table, you just add an extra stitch at the end, an extra chain. So I'm going to do what I did last time for the closed one. So we do our little slip knot first, and I'm going to do my first 6 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So there's our first 6 chains, and I'm going to do another 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, so that's 2 times 6, and we'll do another set, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, so that's 3 times 6. So I'm happy with my little swatch length. You may want to do more or less, and once you've got your 6 times table multiplication down, we just add 1 on top of that. So I got a final stitch count for this little block of crochet of 19. Okay, so 19 for this. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 double crochet in the 4th chain from hooks. These start off very similar to the closed stitch. So we don't count the loop on our hook. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So in our 4th chain, we yarn over, put our hook in there, and we're going to do a double crochet. So in UK terminology, that's going to be a treble. Okay, double crochet. And we're going to do another double crochet in there as well. So we go back into the same chain, do another double crochet. Okay, so we've got 2 in there. Then we're going to chain 1. Okay, and we're going to do 2 double crochet in the same stitch again, in the same chain again. Another 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. Okay, all in the same chain. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 double crochet that are joined together. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go into the next stitch, put our hook into there. I'm going to bring the yarn through, then yarn over, pull through 2, but we're going to stop there, and we're going to yarn over, and then we're going to skip 3 stitches. So skip 1, 2, 3, skip 3 chains, and then we're going to put our hook into the next chain, and then we yarn over, pull through 2, and we've got 3 loops left. We yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, so we've sort of double crocheted 2 stitches together, but we've got a gap of 3 chains in between. Okay, but I'll show you that again further on. Then we're going to move on to our next shell, like this first one here, and we're going to do 2 double crochet right in the next chain. So go into the next chain, do 2 double crochet, or trebles in UK terminology. So that's 1, back into the same chain, do 2, then we do that chain 1 in between, and we do another 2 double crochet in the same chain. Okay, so we've got another little fan, and then we're going to do our weird little double crochet 2 together. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to go into the next stitch, bring the yarn through, and we yarn over, pull through 2 as if doing a double crochet, but then we stop, we don't finish it, we yarn over again, don't forget to yarn over again, skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, then in that 4th chain, hook in there, bring the yarn through, and we yarn over, pull through 2 as if doing a normal double crochet, but then we finish up and pull through all the remaining stitches, all 3. Okay, and that double crochets 2 together. And we just repeat that pattern to the end. So I have 4 stitches left. So I can fit in another fan on top of that. So in the next stitch I'm going to do 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, chain 1, 2 double crochet in the same chain, then this time we're going to do our double crochet 2 together, but we're going to do it over some different stitches. So because we've only got 3 stitches left, we haven't got enough to do another fan, so we're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch as normal, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, but we're going to stop and yarn over, and we're going to skip only 1 this time. So skip 1 and go into the very last stitch. Okay, so this is right at the end. Yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through all 3. That creates a straight edge on the end. So that is the end of my little swatch. So you would basically repeat that pattern of doing 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, then the double crochet 2 together but skipping 3 in between. You'll do that up until you've got about 3 stitches. You'll have 3 stitches remaining at the very end of your row. So when you've got 3 left, you need to finish up by double crocheting 2 together. In the next stitch, skip 1, and in the very last stitch. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to round 2, which is going to be the main row that we're going to repeat. We're going to start off by chaining 3, 1, 2, and 3. Turn our work, and we're going to do 1 double crochet in the double crochet before the chain 1 space. So find your first shell, there's our chain 1 space, but we're going to find the double crochet just before it, this stitch here. So we're going to go into there, so that would be skipping 1, 2, the first 2 stitches and going into that 3rd one, and in there we're going to do a double crochet. Okay, and that's as if they were joined together. Then we're going to follow our main pattern, so we yarn over and we're going to go into the 1 chain space in there and do the same thing. We'll do 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, okay, so you got your little fan set on top, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. Then we're going to do 2 double crochet together, but what we're going to do is we're going to start in the next stitch, so just after your chain 1 space in that next stitch, put our hook into there, into the proper stitch, bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, but stop and yarn over, and you're going to skip the next 3 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, and you're going to find that stitch before your next chain 1 space, so all the way over here. Bring the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. So you should be getting the gist of this pattern now. Just repeat this. So let's have a go, shall we? So now we're on to our next fan, chain 1 space, we do 2 double crochet, just wrapping it around that chain, okay, chain 1, set it up for the next row, and another 2 double crochet in the chain 1 space, in that gap. Then we're going to double crochet 2 together over those stitches, so going into the next stitch just after your chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through 2, stop, yarn over, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, which takes you up to the next stitch before your next chain 1 space, and in there, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through all 3. So when you get to the end, your very last shell up to the end here of your row, after repeating that all the way across, what we're going to do is pretty much the same thing. We've got a chain 1 space left, so we know we can do another shell on top of that. So let's do that. 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, so exactly the same. So as long as you've got a chain 1 space left, you can do a shell. But when we finish up, we're just going to do very similar to what we did for the last row. We're going to find the next stitch on the end after your chain 1 space, yarn over, go into there, then yarn over, pull through 2, then we're going to yarn over, and you're going to find those beginning chains down here. and we're going to put a hook into there. And actually we need to, there's one stitch left, we skip that next stitch and we're going to find those chains at the very end. Nope, that's going around the chains. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, it's just to make it look neat. But let's get in those chains. Bring the yarn through. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. So you get the gist of ending that. So there we go, that is the row that we need to repeat. So I'm going to show you another row, so we're not working into the first row. And we'll do the same thing again. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and we're going to find the stitch before the chain 1 space. So skip the first 2 stitches, find the stitch before the chain 1 space, and do a double crochet in there, or treble if you're using UK terminology. Then we've got a chain 1 space, so we can do our fan of 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, then double crochet 2 together, starting in the next stitch. So there's the next stitch, pull through 2, stop, yarn over, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, takes us up to the stitch before our next chain 1 space, pull through 2, pull through all 3. Okay, and let's repeat that all the way across. So now we've got our chain 1 space, let's do another fan in there, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, then our next 2 together, starting in the next stitch, through 2, stop, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, next stitch, pull through 2, pull through all 3, and I've got 1 chain 1 space left, so let's finish up. Where's my chain 1 space? There it is. 1 more fan, 2 double crochet, or shells I should probably call them, chain 1, 2 double crochet. Otherwise it would be the open fan stitch, and it's not just the open shell stitch, or open scallop stitch, or open fan stitch. And we're going to finish up by doing the 2 together, but we are going to start in the next stitch as normal, pull through 2, then yarn over. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches, and we're going to find the top of those chains as neatly as you can. Just get it right on the edge, pull through 2, then pull through all 3. And there we go. So what I'm going to do, I'll repeat that row 2 a few more times until it's square, and then you can have a look at the final block. Okay? Okay, so there we go. I've repeated row 2 a few times, and I've got a nice little swatch that you can see the stitch. So you can see it's a little bit more open than the closed scallop closed shell stitch. And again, you've ended up with a wavy finish. Now, if you want to make that as straight as possible, we can do a similar thing to what we did for the closed stitch. So I'm just going to do a little chain 1 and turn, and what we can do is we can just we've already got a dip at the beginning, so what I might do is do a little single crochet, so that's a double crochet in UK terminology, in that first stitch, and then I might slip stitch over to the next dip here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So slip stitch over to the next dip, and this is a good way of just neating off your projects by using bigger or smaller stitches. So that's the chain 1 space. I might just slip stitch into the chain 1 space. You could slip stitch into the chain if you prefer. And now we're sort of into the dip, so in there I'm going to do a single crochet instead. And then I'm going to slip stitch over to the next one. So hopefully this will make it look a bit straighter. But you can find the graph chart pattern of this stitch and the closed stitch on my website at happyberry.co.uk. So I did a little single crochet in there, and let's slip stitch up to the very end. Yep, so you can find the graph chart pattern on my website happyberry.co.uk, and also I'll have to write it up as well because I think that might help you guys as well. So you should have everything you need, and let me know in the description below, in the comments below. In the description, how can you let me know in the description below? What am I talking about? Let me know in the comments below what stitch you would like to see next. So now we've got up to our chains. So in the top of our chains, I'm just going to do a single crochet. And let's have a look and see how straight that is. That's not too bad, so that's straightened that off across there. And there we go, there is our swatch of the open scallop stitch or open shell stitch. And let me know, like I said, in the comments below what stitch you would like to see next. And the most popular one will, I'll make that happen. I will do the tutorial for you. Until then, I'll say goodbye and hope you've enjoyed watching. Bye!